Hello, nice people. We welcome you back to another episode of United Goal. And I am your host, Awod Jaber, together with my colleague, Sanchez here. Today, we want to discuss about the clear out that we feel that should happen in our team, Manchester United. So let's get started. Let's talk football. And before that, Sanchez, say hi.
Hi guys, how are you doing? Nice to be here with you once more. Yeah, let's talk football. Tuongee 1, 2, 3 issues to do with the Manchester United clear out. Hopefully, the process was successful so that Manu to a squad good enough next season to be able to bring the trophy back home. Yeah, so let's go.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's get started. There's a mega clear out that's supposed to happen, that's happening, and that's evident in that some players that already they're not United players. For example, De Gea, for now he's not a United player and he's a free agent. So I think that sends a message, that's a signal, okay? On that note, we've done away with Phil Jones. Finally, for Phil Jones, okay, I can say that he's survived so many seasons at Manchester United. Yeah, he is the GOAT in that aspect. He has survived so many seasons from way back, like every manager that we have had since Ferguson, he has been there. And sometimes last season, the other one, he was there, not playing, not doing anything. Okay, I don't want to talk much about mismanagement in Manchester United, but this is a guy who has been there doing nothing but he is on the payroll. Okay, so let's get away from Phil Jones. Another player that probably has gone is Butland, and there's this duo of Sabista and Vagost. Yeah, their loan spell is over, and each and every one of them, they're going back to their parent clubs. So before we get down onto some other names that we want to discuss tonight, Sanchez, say something.
Yeah, hello guys. Happy to be here once again, coming to you in the United Goal channel. Hopefully we'll have a good time discussing on the clear out that is going on at Man United. Mabila Megusia. Yeah, of those names that have been mentioned, I would just like to pose a question to our United faithful and those haters here. They always feel they have something to say about us. Which of these players are we going to miss really? Are we going to miss De Gea? We touched on that the last time out. No, we're not going to miss De Gea. The way it's been handled is what has been frustrating. But anyways, it is what it is. Butland as well, I didn't even see him play for us last season. So anyways, just a body, really.
Basically, I feel like this summer we're going to have a major clear out in Manchester United. Like we are just about to get rid of so many players. Some from those that we signed, some from academy, and that's one topic that has sparkled a lot of discussions online, both in papers, print, and even social media platforms. So let's get started. We have a list, but let's start from those that we signed, not homegrown, like not the academy graduates, yeah? Okay, so from our list, from the top, we have Maguire. So what do you think? Okay, because to me, we only have 3 options when you want to, with the players. You can keep them, you sell, or you take them on a loan transfer. But for Maguire, the option is only one. We should get rid of Maguire. Like we should have done that even way back. But I'm glad it's happening now. Sanchez, what's your option?
Yes, Harry Maguire, sitaki kuingia in depth sana kumhusu because last time out I did that. Well, how we have gotten to this position right now to say that the captain of the club should be sold is kind of crazy. When he came in, we had high expectations for him. He has underachieved this. Unfortunately, he started well, but for whatever reason, I think to do with personal issues, probably it kind of affected his form, and it has been downhill from there. He has never recovered. Yeah, of course, what has been up to for the past 2 seasons has been shambolic, so it is only right for him to move.
Yeah, and it's even much better for him because he has been linked to Spurs. So he has somewhere to go to. Okay, that's good. Okay, the next one, let's talk about Anthony Martial. And on this one, I think I'm 50-50 on whether he should stay or go. Personally, I like Martial. Like there's some aspect, there's some traits, there's some qualities he has that I would really like to keep him. But on the other hand, like what I do consider most, even when you are out there in the market, when you're sourcing for a player, one thing that you must consider is player availability. And we all know, like, Martial is never, okay, let me just say he's never available. Like, he's not a player that you can count on your team. Okay, he's injury prone. And sometimes even if he's available on the pitch, he's inconsistent. Like, one match is okay, the other one is down. So, such like a player, to me, I think you can say I'm impatient, but I cannot take that. I can only take that for some time. Then, if you are not doing it from your side, if you are not putting in efforts, then as a manager, I just get fed up and let you go. I think that's my case on Martial. Sanchez.
I'm a bit torn. I would say I'd beg to disagree just a little bit with you on that. I'll be on the other end saying we should still keep Tony Martial. Me, I'm a huge fan of Martial. Unfortunately, though, the thing is, it's true, he has not performed to the maximum potential that we had set for him ever since he arrived from Monaco as a young teenager. Amekuwa inconsistent, yes, but the thing is, as I think in general, Manchester United as a club and a team has been inconsistent, and for sure that will always have an impact on young players. You can't have a team and a club that is in disarray and shambles have a player of Martial's quality as a young player and expect him to perform to his maximum. So for me, I think the thing that I will say why I'm actually on the other side of the fence is Ten Hag. You had him last season say countless times how we play better with Martial in the team. So the thing is, Martial has it. He has that X factor to be a Man United player. He has the quality, the dribble, the finessing, the intelligence. The thing is, the availability aspect has been the most frustrating part for the fans to kind of swallow. But for me, I'm a huge fan of Martial. I still love to have Martial in the squad at least next season, because if we are to go for a centre forward this season and then lose Martial, then we lose a body there that can probably do a job if that signing is not available or we need to rotate. So I'd say let's just try and compromise and just kind of stomach the frustration that might still be next season. Martial not performing to the levels we hope he should be performing at, but still Martial is a name that I'll still want to have at United.
Okay, just to ask you a question before I proceed to the next player. Okay, when you say like the team was in a shamble or something like that, what do you mean? Because I think what makes up a team, it's player A, player B, player C, player D. We make a team, and that's not an excuse. You can't say like you didn't do this because the team didn't do this. You are the team. So he didn't give it. Like all along, he has not been doing it to our expectations. To me, it's either you shape up or you shape out. It's that simple. Because I really want us to get done with this culture of being patient with the players. And that takes me straight to my next player that I want us to talk about, Sancho. Okay.
Well, what I mean is, the thing is, yes, Martial has been inconsistent. But let's not forget, it was not only until last season that Rashford has been able to get 30 goals. That's not coincidence. It wasn't like Rashford has been hitting 30 goals often. It was last season that he got past that mark. And why is this? It's because for the first time, Rashford has had a real coach that can really bring the best out of a player. And unfortunately for Martial, I really, really feel Martial's numbers in front of goal would have been way, way high if he was available last season. But, injuries, you can't quite fault a player for injuries. That's an unfortunate thing to happen for any professional, whether it be in football, whether it be in any genre of sports. So for me, it's always unfair, I feel, for us to go for a player because of their track record in terms of injuries, And the thing is, it's not that Martial can't complete a full season. He can. Yes, he's not a player you'll put your hopes on for him to deliver goals and get you to winning leagues and winning trophies. Yes, but he's still a player who you'd still very much be very, very afraid of facing if you're an opponent, if you're the opposition. He's very dangerous. So yeah, for me, Martial and a player who is more reliable will form a squad, because this is the essence of what we're doing. We're talking of a clear out, meaning we need a squad. We don't only need 11 players. So for me, Martial being part of a squad will still be a massive boost for the team.
Okay, I have so many questions to throw back at you, but that's topic for another day. Yeah, but all in all, it stands. Football is a game of few errors. I may not say no errors. The few mistakes you make, the higher chances you get up there. So we cannot compromise. We cannot say like, let's give him this season. Let's be patient with him and blah, blah, blah. And I'll stick to my words. It's either you shape up or you shape out. Not in my team. Okay, let's skip to the next player, and that's Sancho. On Sancho, Sancho has been good. He's been okay. Ten Hag has really done a lot with some players since he came. We saw him take Sancho to rehab when he was on his low, and from there, that communicates something. Like, he's there to do it. He's more of a, from my perspective, I do see like he's more of a man manager, just like Ferguson. Yeah, he has really done a lot of work on these players. I don't want to talk about Rashford on this discussion. And even with Sancho, he has done a great job. But I feel like Sancho still is not ready to get out of his shell. He's not ready to get his confidence back. He's not ready to return that favor. Like, this person has done this to me. It's time now I get out of my shell and return the favor only by displaying your abilities, displaying what you are capable of. To me, I think like he's not been up to the task. And I'm confused whether he should stay or we get rid of him. Yeah.
You need to tell us what you think.
Okay, as per now, whether we get rid of him or he stays, I have no problem. Yep, I'm 50-50 about Sancho. Yep.
Me, I'm not 50-50 about Sancho at all. I think Sancho is a must stay at United. Definitely. Yes, it's not gone to plan. You know, when we bought Sancho as a right winger. Yeah, we thought that we would get Sancho, we're solving a problem in the right wing, but it has turned out that he's actually played his best football down from the left, which I think it's a case of the structure was off, and that came from Solskjaer's day, and then Ranić came. We saw a bit of genius from him in terms of his offensive game. The thing is, off the ball, Sancho is not as aggressive, he's not as physical, but that does take time. And mind you, Sancho is only 20 what? Not more than 23, I'm sure. He's not past 23, still a very young player. And what was going on in his personal life was not something light to just scrub over the cup. It's easier for us fans to come on and scrutinize players because they're professional players, and that's what we demand from them. But they're also human beings. So you take that aspect of a human being suffering on a personal level, it will always take a hit on your form in your career. So Sancho has it again, I say. I really believe Sancho in a team that Ten Hag is building, that is flying, especially in attack, is an asset. We can really regret it if we lose it.
Okay, on to the next one. Fred. To me, Fred, we just have to sell Fred. We just have to get rid of him.
Pastor Fred, Fred, move on. Moving on, Fred, I won't be very much disappointed, though I'm a fan of his. So if he stays, I won't be disgruntled at all. Having Fred in the team is also a plus. But the thing is, we need to improve on the quality in that midfield. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if we replace Fred. But again, as a fan of his, I won't mind if he still stays. But it will be the better thing, I think, for the squad in the long run if we do replace Fred with a player of the qualities that I've mentioned, composed on the ball, and also very dangerous in terms of picking passes that can hurt the opponent.
Okay, and I'm also a fan of Fred, and he's been linked to Fulham, yeah? So I'll follow him the other side. Nothing is lost. I'll follow him on the other side, eh? I'll keep track on him. We'll be good. Okay. The next one, we have Telles, we have Bailey, and we have Van de Beek. So Telles, Bailey, sell. Van de Beek, I'm a little bit not of the opinion that we get rid of him. Okay, personally, I feel like it's a bit complicated because you see, he is one player that I like his attitude. He has the right attitude, and he like the club and the manager. But I think he should get time to play. Okay, he should get more time to play because there's some players who are just okay sitting on the bench. There's some players who just feel okay, like they don't have to be on the pitch. Okay, provided they are Manchester United players, they get their wages, they're just okay. But this one guy who has shown that, he has even complained that he wants to play time. So since he cannot get that here, it's high time we release him to go and play somewhere else where he can get play time. Yeah, that's the main reason why I'm hoping. Let's just sell him. Let's just release him for that matter.
Can you remind me again the players you mentioned? Telles, Bailey, Van de Beek. Well, Telles was a non-feature last season, so he's not in Ten Hag's plan. Like we say, we trust Ten Hag, so yeah, he has to go, he'll go. Whether back to Spain, whether back to Portugal, we do not know for sure, but we'll be keeping an eye on that. Eric Bailey, best friends with Bruno Fernandes. Interestingly, Bruno Fernandes spoke on Bailey and said that he rates Bailey highly in terms of a defender. He thinks Bailey is one of the best defenders he has seen. It is just unfortunate that I think it's not worked out with Bailey at Man United, and I think it's to do with his fitness levels as well. He's not available like we touched on with Martial, and he's also predictable. He makes mistakes. He's erratic. He's not dependable as such. So I'll still say sell Bailey too. Van de Beek. Well, Van de Beek, the thing is, I'm a little bit sentimental with Van de Beek because I was a fan of his when that Ajax team of Ten Hag in 2019 blew up and almost got into the Champions League final if it was not for Lucas Moura, a miracle. Van de Beek that season was stellar, and it was under Ten Hag. So when Ten Hag came to United, I kind of was of the opinion he would unlock that form that Van de Beek showed in that season. But unfortunately, he got injured last season for the better part of it and was not a fixture for the team. But he's going to be fit this season. So do we give him that opportunity again? So we see if he's going to play the way he used to play under Ten Hag. Maybe, but I'm leaning towards maybe not. I think it's time for him to move on. It's not worked out for United, I think.
Okay, that was clear. And I think now let's get our facts and let's now get straight to the academy players, like players who graduated from academy, players born. I can literally say like players born and raised in Manchester United. Yeah. So we have quite a number. We have Elanga, we have Henderson, we have Twanzebe, we have McTominay, we have Brandon Williams, and yeah, I think yeah. So Sanchez, tackle this. Yeah, just shed more light on why who do you think we should loan? Because these are young players who still have so much time on their career. So talk about why, or basically, who do you feel like we should keep? Who should we loan? Though to me, loaning a player has never been an option to me. Like, it is not a solution. It's either you keep a player or you get rid of them. Loaning has never been my thing with players. Yeah. We all have our principles, okay? So to me, loaning a player has never been a solution to help somebody. If at that time you cannot fit in my team, I don't have to loan you so that maybe you go and strengthen some of your weaknesses or stuff. If I'm keeping you, I'll keep you and maybe get expertise to get the best out of you. If I'm not in for you, I'll just see a way on how to go about it. Okay. So for the academy graduates, yeah, talk about it.
Well, yeah, when the list where these are homegrown players, we are coming from a list where we invested in them and it has not quite worked out. Kind of shows you the deficiencies of the hierarchy at Man United. Poor decision making in terms of player purchases. Maguire we bought for 80 million. Here we are yearning for him to be sold. Van de Beek we bought for 40 million pounds. Here we are yearning for him to be sold. Remind me again which players we touched on. Sancho we bought for 70 million. It's an if touch and go. Martial also invested a lot. Martial, Telio's invested. We haven't had a return for value for money hasn't been returned at all. So here we are now with our academy homegrown talents. McTominay, Zidane Iqbal. We have Brandon Williams. We have Twanzebe. We have who again am I probably forgetting? Dean Henderson, our goalkeeper. So these are players whom you feel like Manchester United Academy has been prided as one of the best academies in the world, because especially remember the class of 92 that has went on to dominate football in general for decades. So it's an academy that has its prestige. And why do we have then players on this list that we think should be moved on if not kept? That points towards probably us not having a clear identity as to what team are we, a team of signing players or are we a team of producing good talent, or are we both? That would be interesting in the coming few years to see what Ten Hag settles on accomplishing with us then. So should I go individually? It should be kind of sentiment, because these are homegrown talents, and with homegrown talents you'd love to give them opportunities to excel. But it kind of reaches the end of the road, and I think the end of the road has come for me from that list. Elanga sits at the top of the list for me of the academy projects that it's not gone to plan. You touched on loan not being crucial or essential. We have a talent out there. Since we're talking about young players, he's not of the Manchester Academy, but he's a young player that has actually played for the academy ever since coming from Atalanta, and I'm talking about Amad Diallo. He's doing insane work. So how on earth will you sit there and say that loan is not important? I won't understand. If it wasn't for the loan system, what will the likes of Amad be doing? In trying to stake a claim for playing for Manchester United, So loan is important, especially for young players who are seeking opportunities to prove to the world that they have what it takes to be mainstays in the first 11. So the loan system is really crucial. But the thing is, with Elanga, why he sits at the top of this list is, for me, Elanga has been the player from academy whom hasn't gone out on loan and to have experience and play minutes. Yeah, he had this fantastic performance for a while under Rangnick, and I think we kind of got overwhelmed by him and got him to be a mainstay in the squad. But I think Elanga should have been loaned out together with Amad Diallo, but it hasn't worked out, and this is why for now he should be sold, because he was next to an impactful last season. Zidane Iqbal is another name on this list. He's going to be sold, possibly with an option attached to this deal that we can bring him back. The fury from United fan base is Zidane Iqbal is worth more than what is being sold for in terms of his potential. He's a really, really good talent, but we're selling him for peanuts. So, and you look at other academies like Chelsea, you look at other academies like Ajax, they sell their players for massive fees. Why on earth we are not recouping huge profit for our talents is something of a mystery. What is going on? I think those are issues that again have to be addressed when the club is sold. But as for now, we just have to state what is there, and what is there is a mess. So we could be losing Iqbal next to nothing really for around 800k, not up to £1 million. So Yeah, that points to a lot. Dean Henderson. Dean Henderson is also a player who's come through the Manchester United setup. He was meant to be the De Gea replacement. I remember Solskjaer bringing him back as a De Gea replacement, but for whatever reason it hasn't gone well. Back off the pitch drama last season was actually, it has been reported, was being spearheaded by Dean Henderson. So I don't know if it's true or not, but it has actually affected Dean Henderson's career at Manchester United, and he is actually pushing for a move away. He's not happy at United. Whatever's broke down, it must have been serious. But here we are, confused on this goalkeeping situation. Axel Tuanzebe is another one. Came through the academy with massive rev, one of the best players that will be coming out of the academy. Much was expected from him. He was expected to make a huge impact in the first team, got a run in the first team, but consistency was an issue. Injuries has plagued him, so he has been a non-fixture. So we are looking to move him on. Another player, probably I'm forgetting, from the academy. Yeah, so from the others, but those are the ones that were involved in the first team setup. And ironically, all of those players, none of us are sitting here saying we're okay with them going. So I think it will be good if we get if the change of ownership happens, we get reinforcement in much emphasis be made in investing back in the academy, so that the crop of talents we've seen coming through, likes of Greenwood, likes of Rashford, don't dry up. We could be. I'm forgetting McSauce. You said I'm caught up. McTominay is another one from the academy. It's just that he's versatile, and it's kind of worked against him actually. Mourinho played him as a DM. He's not a DM because of his physicality. Came to the academy first as a striker, evolved into a midfielder. But we've seen that his deficiencies in a defensive midfield role is there. He can't control the tempo of a match. He can't even, his range of passing is not there. But what he does offer, his box to box, he's also very combative. He's also physical. So I would really love to see McTominay go to West Ham. I think for me, he would replace Rice. He'll replace Rice. Yeah, because he's been amazing in an average way. It's just that with United you want more, and that's why I think we're sitting here saying that it's okay if McTominay moves on.
Okay. That was a nice breakdown. And okay, let me address this on matters loan. Okay, this is what I meant. Like, if it's young players from academy who are trying to make their way to the first team, the seniors team, it's okay to loan. Okay, the homegrown players, those fresh from academy, that's okay. But for players, let's say somebody like Bailey, Marshall, these are players that some of them, we took them on loan somewhere. They came back, no impact. They're just same player, same player that you took the other side, comes back the way he was before. So that's why I said, to me, loaning has never been a solution to such like a player. But for academy graduates, it's okay. That's okay. I don't have a problem with that. We've had so many problems in Manchester United. And I think from this discussion, one thing that has come out very clear is the mismanagement in Manchester United. Some of these things you cannot explain in the sense that, okay, if you tell somebody to tell you why we are paying somebody like Sancho 350 to 300 pounds per week, you can't explain that. We've listed around 10 plus players. There are players that we're supposed to get rid of. And at this moment, we need money to buy. So like selling some of them, we can't prevent as much as we really want to keep them. And another thing is the culture of keeping player for the sake of give him time, let him improve. Up to when? As I said earlier, football is a game of few mistakes, and you can't make such like a mistake. Being patient with the player for more than 3 seasons. Like, when are you going to get the value of your money? These are players that you've invested on. You are paying them huge sum of money weekly, but there's no return. Then you tell me like you should be patient with them. You should give them more time. Yeah, there are human beings out there. Okay.
I have to steal this mic because I have one question for her. A Chelsea fan will be listening to you right now. So you say, what is the point of you being patient? Chelsea, any Chelsea supporter out there, where would you have been if you were patient with Kevin De Bruyne? Where would you have been if you were patient with Mohamed Salah? Yeah, those are just a few names I thought I'd throw out.
Okay, hands down. Okay. Whoa. Yeah, sometimes it pays, but you really don't have to be patient with a player for more than 3 seasons or 4. To me, it's not making sense. Let me just be frank on that. It's not. And plus, the players that we've listed, these are players that even if we get rid of them, still even as per now, there's no effect in the quality of our first 11. And we have them on our team, paying them week in, week out. They are all on our payroll. So in the long run, we just have to sell so that we can get better and quality replacement. And that's it. Should I wrap it up, or do you have something to say?
Yeah, the clear out has begun. Like we've touched on again, I say, De Gea is a free agent now. We have also lost Butland. So yeah, it's interesting to see in the coming weeks how all this is going to unfold. But like we've said, the house is being built. We have to be patient. It's going to be a long, hard process, but let's trust in Ten Hag. Get it right at the end. We are just here to just give opinions and share our thoughts, and probably say one or two dumb things at one another, to each other, to one another. Just have fun, Just distract ourselves from the harsh ongoings of realities out there, And we're being stuck with football, and we miss football so much. All we can talk about is just the happenings and politics that is going off it at the moment. Yeah. So yeah, many more on the way, hopefully. From me, I have a lot more to say, but I'm sure you're tired of hearing my voice at this moment in time. So you guys, yeah, well and good. See you again soonest.
Okay, guys, my closing remarks, or just one. It's high time we give Ten Hag time to build his team around him. That's all. So let's give him time to build his team. That's the key word. So if you are leaving, it's okay. If you're staying, shape up. That's it. Good night. See you again on the next episode of United Goal. Thank you and have a good night.